I can't believe you could walk so quickly after getting the knee fixed again.
It was like 3 days, man.
That's nuts.
But yesterday I fucked it up at Newark Airport because I wanted to walk. But it was like I walk every day at the gym, and then I walk my neighborhood for breakfast and after dinner. But that's a loop, This was 10 loops yesterday. So thank God I had a baggie with edibles with me on the plane. I ate the edibles, and I asked the fucking flight attendant if she'd give me some ice, and that's how I got it down. Then you rub it with that Vortom shit, that liquid cocaine juice.
What?
Yeah, there's a cream that became illegal. You buy it over the counter.
What is that?
It's don't quote me, man. But it's a good cream. It numbs your eye. You have to rub it, though, twice a day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but it fucking feels fantastic.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, Voltron, Voltrax.
What?
Don't listen to me, dog. Just Google what's
it?
That's it, Voltaren. See, I was
Voltaren,
right.
arthritis pain. And you just rub it on your knee?
Yeah, a couple times a day. Anything that hurts.
What is it?
It's like a fucking gel with cocaine that takes care of the fucking situation for you.
Prescription strength, over-the-counter, non-steroidal, anti-inflammatory that penetrates the skin to relieve joint pain, inflammation, and stiffness. Interesting. I never heard of it before. Widely used for osteoarthritis and muscle aches, should not be used for acute injuries like simple strains or bruises. I wonder why. Why can't you use it for strains or bruises? Does it say why? That seems weird, because that's what people use, like ibuprofen and shit for.
Yeah.
I wonder why you can't use it for
Like
that.
I couldn't use any of that shit. I could only use Tylenol, whatever the fuck that is. I couldn't take ibuprofen after the surgery.
No? Have you ever used DMSO?
I don't know what that is, Joe.
It's the shit right here.
You rub it on?
Yeah. That's another horse tranquilizer, another horse medication. Yeah, they use it in veterinary applications, but it's really good for pain and injury. Take that, keep it.
Oh, okay.
No, I have a bunch of them.
Thank you.
I buy shit in
So,
bulk.
yeah, we were talking about Lala Zato.
Yeah.
That was the early steroids, which were the 70s.
Yeah.
We don't know what the fuck we were getting in the 70s. Everything came from Germany, I think.
I think they were
Decaturobelin, all that shit.
I think they were getting human growth hormone from cadavers. See if that's true. Jamie, put that into our AI sponsor Perplexity. Did they used to get human growth hormone from cadavers? I think they did. I think that's how they used to get it.
What do you get human growth hormone from now?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know how they do it. It's synthetic. I know it's synthetic. So it must be they isolate the molecule, they figure out how to reproduce it, and then they make it somehow. I have no idea. But the way they used to do it back then, cadaver-derived human growth hormone was used mid-1900s to 1985 and turned out to be dangerous because it sometimes transmitted prion diseases like Creutzfeldt-Jakob, and is no longer used and has been fully replaced by synthetic recombinant HGH. So Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, that's mad cow disease. It's the same kind of disease. And when it comes from it's the same thing that cannibals get. When people eat human brain tissue, they get, and neurons and that kind of shit, you get this same disease. Alzado was one of the first U.S. sports figures to admit using anabolic steroids in the last year of his life as he battled against the brain tumor, which eventually caused his death. Alzado asserted that his steroid abuse directly led to his fatal illness. He recounted his steroid abuse in an article in Sports Illustrated. I started taking anabolic steroids in '69 and never stopped. Now I'm sick and I'm scared. It was addicting mentally and is mentally addicting. 90% of athletes I know are on the stuff. We're not born to be 300 pounds or jump 30 feet. I became very violent on the field, off it too. I did things only crazy people do. Once in 1979 in Denver, a guy sideswiped my car. I chased him up and down the hills through the neighborhoods. I did that a lot. I chased a guy, pulled him out of his car, beat the hell out of him. But look at me now. I wobble when I walk, and sometimes I have to hold on to somebody. You have to give me time to answer questions because I have trouble remembering things.
He died at 43.
43 from
43?
brain cancer.
How old I am.
Wow.
And he didn't look good at the end. Like he wore the bandanas.
Alzado was Jewish?
That
says he was inducted into the Jewish Hall of Fame. What did it say, Bo? Go back to that, what I was just reading.
International Jewish.
Jewish Sports Hall of Fame. I didn't even know that existed. Okay. So I don't know if that was that stuff that growth hormone did that, but
Well, listen, he's saying he can't walk at the end, he can't remember. That's
it's also
the
getting
knocks
hit.
to the head.
Yeah.
And mixed with whatever was going on
Yeah. I mean, there's
with
a
everything
lot.
else, it becomes something else, you know.
I lied amidst a massive star. That's one of those lies that, like, everybody, you know, it's like when bodybuilders say they're natural. Like, shut the fuck up, bitch. Nobody's that big. Nobody's that big without help. There's a bunch of goofy guys out there that still try to claim natural. They're like, come on, son.
How many fucking steaks do you eat a day? Like the Barbarian Brothers, 36 eggs.
There's some guys that have freak genetics. They have very unusual genetics, and they get real big naturally. But that's rare. That's super, super rare.
As a matter of fact, I got picked up by an Uber yesterday. Guess who was the driver?
Who?
Yoel Romero's nephew.
No way.
And he's a judo champion.
No way.
We talked in Spanish for about 15, 20
Was this
minutes.
in Jersey or here?
Right here. He lives
No
because all these
shit.
Uber drivers are Cuban.
Really?
All of them in Austin.
They're all getting replaced by robots.
Fuck that.
Those
The
goddamn
Cubans. Bro, I saw a
Waymos are
Cuban yell
everywhere.
at a robot. Last time I was here, he got out of the car yelling at the car. And he realized, coño, un robot. He got back in the car. My bad.
That's
'Cause
hilarious.
the guy cut him off.
They
He's
cut you
like,
off all the time, these fucking Waymos.
No, I stay away from those.
They get right in
motherfuckers.
front of you. They're ridiculous.
I don't trust those cars and all, and I don't see how people sit. I don't. It's not for me, brother.
Did you hear about that lady? She got into one, and a homeless guy was in the back?
No.
Yeah, some guy used the Waymo. He got his luggage out, left the hatch open, probably figured the thing closed itself. It didn't. Homeless guy hopped in, shut the door. Lady gets the Waymo. There's a homeless guy in the back. He starts yelling at her for paying robots. Why are you paying robots?
I got to tell you about my homeless situation this week, Joe.
Oh, no.
So my daughter played at Egg Harbor this weekend. It's like 25 minutes outside of Atlantic City, which is an hour and a half from my house. So we went down for Saturday's tournament. They won. Now we got 2 more games on Sunday. So we got a hotel. I didn't want to get a hotel at Oceans. I'm going to be at Oceans in August, but I didn't want to go there because all the other parents were in fucking Harris. So I said, fuck it. I don't want to be that guy. I'll stay at Harris with you. So the game ended, and my wife had to drive the kids somewhere, and I go, you know what? Because every weekend when I go on those little trips, I go to a weed store. Like last week, I went into one in Trenton. Dog, this was a block from the state capitol. You could see the dome. The black guy called me back, and he goes, no, I got a secret place in the back. He had mushrooms, mushroom chocolate.
Don't say this. You guys going to get in trouble.
Dog, there's 18 stores in fucking, you got to figure it out. I'm not ratting nobody out. They know what's going on, the cops. They got they had packaged mushrooms, all different flavors,
That's
Blue
crazy.
Hawaii, the whole thing. This week I go to Atlantic City. I go to this one, Evereld, whatever. It's supposed to be the big one.
The big one.
The big weed store in Atlantic City. And it's right by the casino. So as I pull up, I park my car in front. As I walk out, there's 4 yoked brothers. Yoked with gold chains on in one of those fucking suburban millionaire cars. What do you call the big truck?
Escalades?
No, the other one. The one that looks like they're attacking your town. Not the...
Oh, AMG, G-Wagons?
I don't fucking know. Anyway,
Is it
they're
Mercedes?
in there. They're in there bumping shit, and they
Right.
see me, and they go, yo, we know you. And I go, yeah, what up, brother? Hold on. I'll catch you on the way out. I thought by the time I got out, they would leave.
Right.
So I went in. I come out, and they're all outside their cars. All 4 brothers, yoked, big gold chains, like, yo, you're the motherfucker that goes on Rogan. Nah, that's the motherfucker from The Longest Yard. We looked you up. So they're talking to me. We're rocking and rolling. Rogan, the UFC. Yo, what do you think about that? And I'm loving it. But in the middle of all this black little homeless crackhead walks his way over, and I can hear him ask the other guy, who's this white motherfucker? And the black guy goes, that's the dude from The Longest Yard, the football movie. The black guy comes over, and I see him walk right over me. He goes, hey, Mr. Football Man, why don't you break out $1 for me? He just bummed me out $1. I had to give him 10. I was so fucking embarrassed in
Why
front
don't
of
you break out $1 for me?
Why don't you break out $1 for me, Mr. Football Star? I gave him a 10. This motherfucker ran. He walked up with a limp, but he ran away. Like he was going right for crack. I'm like, these motherfuckers, they got a game for everything. I love it. I love all that shit, Joe.
It's fun to be around wacky people every now and then.
Oh.
Just people living on the edge.
But that Atlantic City outside those casinos, bro, that shit's real.
Oh, we
That's
saw
real.
a drug transaction right on the street when we were down there last.
Bro, I'm surprised you didn't see a hooker get mugged or something like that. They are not fucking around. I
No,
took a
they're not
ride
fucking around.
Saturday night about 10. Just take a
Sketchy.
little ride.
Sketchy, dude.
Bro, you make a right in some of those corners, you ain't coming back.
No.
And I thought by now they'd at least build up the outside of AC.
No, it's barely making money. You know, AC doesn't do well. Not like Vegas does. You know what I mean? Like, AC's got some nice spots. You can go there and have a good time, but it's not like it's going to grow.
You go to Borgata's with the
outside is too
Italians and
sketch.
shit.
The outside's too sketch.
The Borgata, all the
Yeah.
Italians go down with their white shoes on the week. Hey, it's got old. What up? You know. But no, I don't like the Borgata that much. I like the couple hotels down there.
There's some nice places.
Yeah, we stayed in
But
the
thing
Borgata
is-
when it first opened, you and I. You had a gig there.
That's right.
You had a gig
That's
there.
right. The thing is it's not going to grow like Vegas is, you know? Vegas is crazy. See, when Vegas had a head start. The thing, like, if they tried to make Vegas now, ooh, tough sell. Tough sell. Too many places to go. You can gamble everywhere. You can gamble on your phone now. But when Vegas was first, there was no casinos in the country, dog. It was just Vegas. And I wonder if they made some sort of a deal. Well, let them blow off atomic bombs. They blow off these atomic bombs, and then we'll put the casinos in.
What's the difference? We're
I
blowing
thought
ourselves
that,
up.
but then we looked it up, and it turned out they made Vegas before the atomic bomb. So I'm like, well, what? I guess it was just gangsters. They just bribed people or convinced people. There was nothing going on there.
It was a pit stop. They opened up Vegas for a pit stop for American soldiers to stop on the way, or something like that.
Well, was it in the 30s, right? Was it the 30s, Jamie?
Then the guy that owned the comedy store.
When Vegas was created?
Yeah, and the guy that owned the
Yeah,
comedy store,
Bugsy
he
Siegel.
was in charge of
Yep.
Vegas, and he
Bugsy
robbed and they
Siegel.
shot him.
Same
That's-
guy as the comedy store?
Same guy as the
Yep.
comedy store. So
He was in charge.
he's fucking genius. That motherfucker was a genius.
he knew how to
he
make
got
money.
shot because he stole at the end the expenses and.
Oh, is that what it was?
The casinos. You know, he gave. In those days, they borrowed money from the unions in Chicago. And then you borrowed that and you worked off those Teamster loans, those Jimmy Hoffa loans.
Oy.
So you had to build on those. Well, the expenses never stopped.
Right.
And they were like, what the fuck is going on? And he was hanging out with Jane Seymour or something, going back and forth like a millionaire, like a movie star, and they didn't like it. They shot him.
That's why they shot him?
I think so. They shot him in his house, in his eyeball or something.
Yeah, in his eyeball.
Something like that. I remember that. So
Yeah, there's a picture of his dead body, allegedly, online.
in L.A., right?
Yeah,
they
in
shot
LA,
him in
I
L.A.
believe so. Yeah,
So
so
it's
that was
supposed
all
to-
because of the casinos, huh?
But then they made it, it's like when we first went to Denver. The money was too good. I don't
Right.
give a fuck if it's Jesus and his three disciples. They're going to take that envelope. It's too good.
Well, you know what it was going on in the beginning. They weren't allowed to use credit cards, so everything had to be cash.
cash, yeah.
And it was crazy. So these guys were leaving the fucking, and they bring like 6 special forces guys with them. They'd have fucking Green Berets and Navy SEALs and shit, like armed to the tits, because they're transferring millions of dollars in cash. So
It was no
the whole
fucking
thing was
joke.
nuts,
It was
man.
no joke.
It was nuts. I read this story about the dilemma. Like, these people are making all this money. And the crazy thing is, the state was making all that money too, because the taxes on the legal weed, look this up, please.
It's amazing.
I think it was like 39%.
It's fucking crazy.
And everybody was like, sure. Like, you would never accept 39% on alcohol.
No.
You'd never accept 39% on ground
No.
beef.
No.
But 39% on weed, you're like, I'll take it.
During the pandemic in L.A., you had to buy an extra tax to go open. That's why they called them, what do they call those businesses that had to be open?
Dispensaries?
No. They're businesses that they had a purpose to be open during the pandemic.
Oh, right, essential.
Essentials.
Yeah.
They made that essential, but they charge an extra tax, 10% tax for you
Well,
to
they're
open.
making so much money off weed in California.
But now look at all the weed stores. They're starting to close.
Are they?
And in Jersey, they created a dilemma because the state convinced them that they had to build and all this shit. So all these places started, you're opening up a shop minus $3 million. Listen, it's a lot of $20 bags to get the $3 million.
A lot. And not only that, there's a lot of competition.
Oh,
Like,
and
how many weed stores are in L.A.? It's bananas.
Bro, in Englishtown, New Jersey, there's 4 of them, and here's where it gets better. They're all on the same block.
Wow. Did you ever go to that place in Inglewood with me? Back when it was only medical? The Inglewood
Where
Wellness
you used to get the
Center?
lollipops.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I went there one time with you.
You know, the guy that ran that got shot. That dude that we used to deal with, he got
Right.
shot in that store.
They killed him?
No, I think he lived. I'm not sure, though. Look that up. He might have died.
Yeah, that's the first place you had the lollipops from on Fear Factor.
Yes.
It was from that guy.
Yeah,
right? 'Cause
yeah.
you took me
Inglewood
one time.
Wellness Center. That was in the 90s. That was in the days where it was legal if you had a medical reason, and any medical reason would do. Oh, my feet hurt. Get in there.
Sign them up.
But anybody who does martial arts has the pain excuse because everybody's in pain, and it does help you with pain. It is like if you could take aspirin, THC like gummies with CBD are phenomenal for aches and pains, man. You remember Dave Foley?
Yeah.
Dave Foley's hand, of course you do. Dave Foley's hand was all fucked up from arthritis. He started taking CBD, and now his hand is full function again. CBD's amazing.
CBD's they just blew it up out of content a couple of years ago.
Well, who knows who's making it and what the quality is.
Right. But no, it is.
That's the things when things are gray, you get a bunch of douchebags making stuff. You know, I used to have a bit about that, about the gummy bears. Like, they're not making these gummy bears in the same labs where they're making Tylenol. They're very inconsistent. You get one of them, you swear it's 1,000 milligrams, and the other one feels like it's like 100. They barely make sense. Back in the day, back in when it was the Wild West.
So I got some 500 milligrams in my pocket. They feel like 500 milligrams. Whether you take
now
them.
I don't think you can do that anymore. I'm talking about like way back in the day. It was different because way back in the day it was the Wild West.
First of all, way back in the day, they didn't put warnings on this shit.
No
you didn't know
warnings.
how many milligrams were in this stuff. And I remember eating a brownie one time and flying up to Pittsburgh in a red eye, and my leg wouldn't stop tapping. Like it wouldn't stop fucking tapping.
I remember one time we were on a plane and you had a panic attack, and then you waited like an hour later and then popped 2 more.
Fuck yeah.
I was like, how are you doing that? You're like, Joe Rogan, I almost got off the plane. I couldn't take it. I couldn't breathe. My fucking heart was closing. It was like my chest was closing in on me. The walls were closing in. I thought the plane was going to crash. I was freaking out. I almost had turned the fucking plane around.
Oh, you have no
but
idea.
I'm back, baby. You just popped 2 more.
Dog, you have no idea what I put myself through over the years.
Why do you do that?
Because I just want to take a chance. Columbus did. I mean, I'm sitting at home. It's 2 PM. You're bored as shit. You're like, let's
beat the devil.
Let's see what happens. And the only thing that would hold me back is if I had a spot that night.
Oh, yeah.
Then I would tame it and be like a couple 100 milligrams. But if I,
You don't want to go up on stage with too much edibles.
Yes,
in
you
your system.
do.
Sometimes
yes,
don't
you do. Sometimes you need to.
It's important. Sometimes.